Hi Kevin, hope you're doing okay. I just wanted to review SimpleHelp with you. Some of the stuff we went through together. We did a session together, so some of it will be review, but perhaps there'll be some new information here as well. Because basically at this point we're at the point where we want to be installing this on new machines instead of TeamViewer. TeamViewer expires. It's coming up pretty soon, within a couple of months, and I'm not planning on renewing it. So let's just review. So I'm going to come back to the technician console in a minute, but let's start from the beginning. So this is the website we use to install the service. It's 911.123.ca/welcome. So when you go here, you have the three options of what to do. Obviously, the technician console you're only going to need for yourself. The on-demand sessions, you can go there, just so you know. If you just go to 911.123 by itself, you'll get that. So if all you need is on-demand, you can go there. But if you just go here, you have the choice. I think in most cases, we're going to install this one. So for sure, these are for clients who, they're the clients that don't mind us accessing after hours and without their consent. So for sure for them, we're going to install it that way. And however, there's some options if they are perhaps not that regular, or perhaps they don't want a service that allows us to access them anytime, and I'm going to run through that with you now. So once you install this unattended remote access, you get this window here. Do I have it open somewhere? Right here. So you can, it's called configure remote access. So you can just open it up, or when you install it, it will open, and we get this. So as I mentioned before, this remote access server, that's not going to change, and you're not going to touch that. Now the machine group is the client. So you can see from the technician's console that I have a number of clients configured. So you'll make sure you want to match what's already there if you're adding one that's already there. Right, so Cove is Cove, for example, Genuine Media, etc. It breaks it into online and offline, so you can see at Cove I've only got it on the one PC, so it's not installed at all there. That's something you're going to need to do when you're working on their systems. Maybe I can send them an email to that effect, just so they know what's going on. Okay, so if we click this security tab, here's where some of the options are that we can configure. So one option for clients that don't want us to go in without them knowing is to select this one: incoming sessions require manual confirmation. So this means that when you start a session, they'll get a prompt on their side and they have to acknowledge it before we let them in. So that's a good one for clients who are like that. This one here allows sessions to reconnect without connecting. That would just be with a reboot or something, so you're fine to leave that on. I would still set a password. It's for their security that we set this password. So as I mentioned before, I think every client has a different site password, and if you look in Keeper, you'll see I've usually labeled it AA site password. So well, they don't have one yet, but if we go through here, we'll see I've configured it for most of them. And I also have one, Kevin, for miscellaneous customers. So this one here. So this is one we can use, if it's just a one-off and we want to set a password rather than track, 100 different clients, individual passwords. We'll just go with one password that we can use for miscellaneous clients. Okay. I usually leave these two on, but use your judgment. I'll just show you the console here again. What this means, the allow monitoring, the first one, allow monitoring, that's when we go here and we click on one and we see this. It's monitoring is toggled right here. And you can see we can get a screenshot. This is cool, we can see if it's in use. That's something we don't get with TeamViewer. So we can see this computer's not used for 13 hours. It was last restarted 13 hours ago, and the last response is 29 seconds. So it is connected, the service. We can see CPU and memory. We can see disk usage. We can see hardware details. We can see its Lenovo serial number. We get all that stuff from the back end. We get this one here too, which is remote file view. Now with that one, you need to also check this allow scripts and commands outside sessions. If this isn't checked, then we won't see that. So I don't know if I've got it. I don't know if I can find any here. Here's one. It's not checked, and it's not a big deal, Kevin. I mean, we don't usually need that. So if you feel that it's someone that privacy is important for them, you know, just don't click it. It's unlikely we'll need it, but I guess I've kind of been defaulting to checking it. But that's the difference, is whether you get that little that opportunity there to go in to see the file system. The other ones we have here are create a tunnel, which we're not using. We have a session history of this particular machine, and if you put notes in at the end of each session, you're prompted to type notes, and if you type them in, they will show up there under history here. Okay, and then we have these are permanent notes, so if you want to write a note about the system, you can. I've not been using it yet, but you could write a note there. And finally, this one here, advanced options and control. We can toggle monitoring on and off here, just as we can here. It's the same thing. Now the configure one is handy, because this window here, all of these options can be available to us to change without having to log in to the system and start up that program. We can go here. We still have to type in a password, so I'm just going to grab it. So you can see DNL is here, and there's our site password. I'm just going to copy it and type it in. And we have the option that we can change the name of the system. This is the name of the computer. It's the name of what we refer it to. So that can be anything you like. It doesn't affect the machine name. We can change the group. We can change these two things here. If I decide I do want access to the file system, we can do that. Sorry, that's not the file system. This one is over here, and I've already got access. So if I decide I don't want, I can just turn that off. You can change the password. Okay. Let's see. Another option, Kevin, maybe it's a residential client, and you've walked them through in going to the website, installing an on-demand session. What you can do once you're in there, and let me just show you, maybe I'll just go into, let's go into the scan PC. It's always a good one for testing because no one's working on it. I'll need to grab the password for Cove. It's a bit of a inconvenience to grab the password all the time, but it is important. All right, so I've got it, and I'm just going to paste it in there. And now we're in. You've got your monitor. The one with the 3 dots at the top is to choose the monitor. There's only one in this case. And then this last one here with the 4 arrows just resizes it so it takes up the screen. I don't know what, I might have to check what the password is here, Kevin. I don't remember. Thought it was Deep Cove. Got it. So what you can do is this. Once you're in the session, if it's a residential and you might need to get from time to time and you don't want to have to walk them through the whole process every time, if you click the gear up in the upper right corner, and there's this one here to save shortcut to this machine. It might also say leave a calling card. It's interesting actually because that's changed. Save a shortcut to this machine. Huh. That is interesting. That has changed since the last time I saw it, and I did not update. No. You can create your own shortcut. It's funny that leave a calling. Oh, you know why? I know why. Because it's not an on-demand session, so there'd be no point leaving a calling card. So Kevin, if you were to be in an on-demand session and you click the gear, one of the options is leave a calling card. And if you do that, then they will get a shortcut on their desktop, and you can point it out and say, this is our shortcut here. Maybe move it over to the upper right or something so they can find it easily. So say the next time we connect, I won't have to go through the whole thing with you again. I'll just ask you to double click that thing. Okay, let's see what else we've got. think that about covers it. Let me just spend a couple more minutes in here to look at the options. So we've got remote screen, which is the default. We've got the file system, which will, once you're logged in, that will work. It doesn't matter on the settings anymore, so that will work. And we've also got some performance details, but it looks like we're not collecting that information, so you'd have to click this. So you have to click that, and then it will figure that out. You can access all of these things, console and that remotely, registry, okay, without actually having to open the programs. And so if we go back here, those are those three there. We've got a screen refresh. You can toggle keyboard control on and off. So right now I don't have control. So in case you just are showing someone something, you could technically turn that on and off. Okay. I don't know what text echoing is, never done it. Full screen mode is obvious. This is Control Alt Delete. Clipboard, keyboard. So it's pretty straightforward there, and you've got some display options. Again, if it's a dual monitor, I usually click this one and then choose the monitor I want and then click to maximize that so that I can see the whole thing. Okay, I think that's it, Kevin. So thanks for watching, and again, start installing this everywhere. If you're not sure or have any questions, then feel free to let me know. Okay, thank you.